Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, I figured I'm gonna watch one of these Epcot, or I'm gonna watch this walking tour. I've been watching a lot of these. There's tons of walking tours of different cities, um, highways, and for this, I'm gonna be doing Epcot and just sort of talking about my thoughts on Epcot and certain things and aspects about it. So we're gonna skip ahead. So this was 5 months ago, back in January, as you can see. And obviously, so I'm talking about Epcot because I was back in Epcot in last year in September. Me, my dad, my uncle, and my cousin, we stayed in my uncle's RV over at Fort Wilderness Campground for, I think, 4 nights or 4 or 5 nights, something like that. And he had Epcot as like he picked Epcot as like the park for us to go to. We just went to one, and then we did Disney Springs and stuff like that. So that's why I'm talking about Epcot, because I've got the most sort of knowledge and information at my disposal. So let's skip ahead just a little bit here. So this is under the giant globe, spaceship Earth. I do have to say, if it's your first time at Epcot, I would highly suggest going on Spaceship Earth, because it's one of those where it's the first attraction when you walk into Epcot, and it's been there since Epcot's opened. So it's a really good ride to start out with, very relaxing. But if you've been to Epcot more than one time, you probably know that Spaceship Earth, yes, it is a flagship, but if you've already been on it, you don't really need to go on it. We only went on it because I hadn't been to Epcot in, I think over a decade or so. Right around a decade was the last time I had been to Disney. And so, might as well ride it. So looks like they still got they had this construction going on when we were there, so nothing has changed unless in the last 5 months it has. So let me see if he goes into Club Cool. So the Creation Shop is like Epcot's, I think it's one of Epcot's like main places to get t-shirts and all sorts of Disney merch. It's always a good time. Okay, so right here. So if it's a hot day, going to Club Cool. It is sponsored by Coca-Cola, and what it is you can go in and you can basically sample different flavors of Coke, stuff that they've made around the world. And I say that because it's a free drink. It's a sample, and you can drink as much as you want. So if you find a flavor that you like a lot, just, can keep going and going and going. We did not go into here, so I'm going to skip ahead to right around here. So my cousin, my uncle, they go to Disney, I'd say at least 2 to 3 times a year. My uncle's in the Disney Vacation Club. My cousin, they both know how to do like the Genie Plus and Skip the Line and virtual queues. And so he got us a virtual queue for Cosmic Rewind. And me, my dad, and my cousin went on it. My uncle did not, because he knew that he would end up getting motion sickness really bad, and it would just completely ruin his day. This ride is incredible as far as a coaster standpoint, the visuals, everything about it. For me, it did make me feel a little, I wouldn't say motion sickness, but it really threw me off for a little bit, maybe like after the ride, probably like 30 minutes or so. I'm noticing that as I'm getting older. I'm not that old. I'm only 27, but even from 10 years ago, I can't handle certain rides and stuff like that like I used to be able to. And so it just... If you're really prone to motion sickness, I would suggest not going on it. If you think you can handle it, give it a shot. But I've heard a lot of people say they don't really get motion sickness. We did not go on Mission Space because my uncle did say, like, even the easy side, it can really make you feel... I think it's because of the screens is the main thing. Test Track, we really wanted to go on Test Track, but like we were... where were we? We were just about to go to the World Showcase, but we had just gotten off Living with the Land, and we figured, let's, check out Test Track, and we noticed that the wait time was, like, well over an hour already. It was only maybe, like, an hour and a half that we had been in the park, and we had essentially rope dropped it. So we didn't go on Test Track. Last time I was on Test Track was before they did the futuristic renovation. So I wouldn't say I'm disappointed that I didn't go on it, but I feel like I maybe missed out just a little bit. And actually, just want to check the quality settings here. Let's go up just a little bit on quality, just for the sake of the video. Okay, let's skip ahead here. So, I'm trying to just go to the spots that are a little more hyped up. So I do have to mention, since we went to Epcot and it was the only park that we went to and we just did it for the one day, we mainly focused on the World Showcase for the most part. Like I said, when we got there right away when they opened, we did Soarin' right away because we knew that Soarin' would probably have a bigger line later on in the day, so we got Soarin' out of the way. Soarin' is a lot of fun. And then we did Living with the Land since it's basically right there. I think we ate a small breakfast in the Land Pavilion area where they got the food court. So we did that. And then we what do we do after that? So World Showcase is what we mainly focused on for the most part because we had reservations. My uncle made reservations at the Germany Pavilion buffet that they have, which is incredible. And so we sort of had a deadline on that because I think it was right around between like 2 and 4 that we had the reservation. But yeah, World Showcase is what we mainly focused on. Alright, let's get to this part. So there's the seas. I do have to say, if you plan to go to Disney, all I can really say is you want at least a week. At least a week. And with a week, you can probably get a good solid 2 parks out of that. If you want to go to all 4 parks in one vacation, you're going to need at least 2 weeks. Because I would say the 4 parks, you're going to want to do at least 1 park a day, like split up throughout. So like, your first day you check in, check out the resort that you're in, whether it be the Contemporary or the Grand Floridian or wherever you're staying. Kind of check out that area first, kind of get your bearings together, figure out if the place you're staying at has good food that you can go to, since it's pretty close to your room, stuff like that. And then your second day, you go to Magic Kingdom, and then your third day, maybe do a Disney Springs trip, and then your fourth day, go to Epcot, and so on and so forth. It's just kind of, you want to split those days up. Now, if there's a certain park that you really want to get in depth about and go on a lot of stuff, you're going to need at least 2 days for any of these parks to be able to go on most things. So here's the Germany Pavilion, I believe. Could be wrong. Yeah, we walked the World Showcase. We kind of skipped over a few things. We unfortunately made the mistake of doing the America show, which is a 30-minute long like theater screen type show with animatronics. And you know, as much as I'm proud to be an American and everything like that, the American exhibit is not the greatest. I'd say it's a good show if you want to get some AC, maybe get a nap in, but that's really it. I would say the best things to go on, from what I've heard, because I haven't been on some of them, is the Frozen ride in Norway and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in France, because I've heard that those are the best two. I think Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is one of the most popular rides in Epcot. I think Cosmic Rewind right now is beating it out because it's new, but then Remy's is probably second best, and then like Test Track, stuff like that. Alright, so let's skip forward a little bit. And another thing, January is a good time to go to Disney. I would personally say go to Disney between like, so when we went last year in September, it was fairly hot still. It was like middle of September, and it was still in the mid 80s to low 90s. So I would say if you want cooler weather, I'd say between like November and probably like February is a good time. But Disney knows that people like to come down during the cooler season, so prices are going to be a little bit higher, especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. They're going to be pretty sky high, and then New Year's. So kind of between like late September, so like October and early November is going to be a good time to go, and then I'd say after the New Year, probably like mid-January to late February is another good time to go for weather. And I would personally say don't go during this time of year, like June, July, August, the 3 big summer months. If you don't like hot and humid, it's not going to be for you. Me personally, I can bear with hot weather, but once that humidity starts really kicking in, then it becomes an issue with me. It feels like you're getting suffocated. Yeah, like right now, I'm just looking at Orlando's weather. As of today, July 9th, 2023, while I'm recording this, it is 94 degrees with a humidity of 56%, and so it feels like 103. And that's pretty steady. Yep, the next 2 weeks. Between 95 and 97 degrees with showers in and out. So yeah, there's the lagoon. We didn't watch the fireworks here when we were at Epcot. Alright, let's keep skipping ahead here. This is all World Showcase stuff. Again, as far as like favorite parks, I would have to say Epcot is like my favorite for just overall attractions and stuff like that. The World Showcase is so cool. But if you want like the real Disney experience, you gotta go to Magic Kingdom. It's, you know, the place to be. And a lot of people like going to Animal Kingdom. I've never been there. I really want to go on the Navi River adventure. That looks like so much fun. So cool. I wouldn't personally go on Flight of Passage. I can't handle looking at a screen and having the ride move. I can't do that personally. I would end up getting pretty motion sickness from that. But I've heard Flight of Passage is incredible. Alright. Skip ahead just a little bit more. But yeah, Disney's, it's so cool, man. It's expensive, but I have to say, like, even in these times, like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it at least once. You gotta experience Disney. It's so cool. The fireworks are incredible. I mean, basically any hotel you go to, you're gonna maybe see some form of fireworks. And it's nice that they're open fairly late. I think most parks are open till 9 or 10, which is, you know, a good time. I think some up to like 11. So that's always good. But yeah, that's essentially Epcot in a nutshell. Very, very cool. I would love to go there during the Flower and Garden Festival, and I don't drink personally, but just have like one dish, like a small appetizer or something like that from each country around the world would be a fun time. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button if you like content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.